Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here, hope you're all doing well and welcome back to another video. Today we're jumping on GT Sport and we're actually doing the first round of the FIA Nations Cup Exhibition Series. So this is going to be a series where I'm going to take it as seriously as I possibly can. Obviously not too seriously because I don't really play that game. I don't play it to be too seriously, I like to have a lot of fun, but I'm going to be as competitive as I can. So you're jumping on board right now with me doing my first qualifying lap of this session. So I'm one of the first people to cross the line. So we're actually crossing the line in P3. Everyone in this race has to be in the Bugatti Veyron. So it is the Nations Cup, but you are locked into the group for Bugatti Veyron. And you have to use the hard tyres. So straight away, you've got a big, heavy Bugatti Veyron. You've got a four-wheel drive system. And it just is an app. Well, it's just all those components mixed together. It is going to lead to a lot of good racing, but there's going to be a lot of understeer, especially when those tyres really start to wear out. As you can see, P2 in front of us already making a mistake, but so far so good. This lap's been pretty solid, no real mistakes so far. Love this fast flowing section coming up here, like a smooth S section going uphill constantly. It's absolutely awesome. Track limits don't really seem to exist on this FIA Nations first round, to be honest with you. They don't seem to be as strict this season, so I'm quite happy about it. I'm quite pleased, to be honest with you. So yeah, because you can always find some extra time. I did, before this qualifying session, did watch the top guys to see what they were doing, and in the Bugatti Veyron you do have to shift early to get the most out of the engine, surprisingly. So don't over rev it. That's why you'll see me changing gears early. You'll see it happen quite often, because that is the best way to get performance out of this car. Brake bias is on 0, so is traction control. Nothing too scary, all pretty standard really, to be honest with you. Braking just after the cones here, and I just go, and I make a mistake here because you need to get two wheels over the curb on the right hand side there, so you can have a nice smooth exit and a better entry to this corner here, because if you don't, you'll end up going slightly wide like I just have there, and it will cost you time. Probably the only real mistake I've made on this lap. There were improvements to be made. Again, I should have hit the apex on the inside of that corner a little bit more, compromised my exit, almost touched the grass. In the practice I was doing 204s, 204.5, 6, something like that, and we crossed the line to do a 206.1, which, to be honest with you, it's not great. It's not great considering the pace I had, but so far so good as we back out of this lap, because now we've finished the lap. We can just exit because there's not any fuel consumption issues anymore. So we do that, and everyone's crossing the line, and we're looking really good. So 8 attempts, I believe, clear, 4 attempts, and then the Frenchman here, when F1 crosses the line, puts an absolute belter of a lap there, 205.8. And I was looking to improve near the end of the session here, but I just go wide, I just go 4 wheels over the white line, and it slaps me with a half-second penalty. Nothing I could do. I did cross the line, I did improve, but it wasn't actually enough to get myself pole position, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. So congratulations to the Frenchman. He has got a pole position for this race, and thoroughly deserved. But funnily enough, this race was actually starting on the grid, which is so much better than a rolling start, don't you think, guys? It's so much better. The races are so much tighter, and yeah, a good start means everything. So, starting P2, waiting for the 5 red lights. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Making sure the traction control is set to 1. There's 5 red lights, waiting to go out. And there they go. So the red lights are out. Pretty good start from us. We get a better start than P1 there, the Frenchman on the left-hand side. We do manage to get about half a calf width next to him, but we just can't quite get past here. As we cut to the replay angle, yeah, he just about gets in front of me. Keeps his position. You can see there's people going wide in this instance straight away, but we cut back to on board with me here. I'm all over the back of the Frenchman. I get an SR warning for the slightest of taps, but it is what it is. We'll just crack on anyways regardless. But this corner here, again, you really can actually go 4 wheels over the white line there. It's crazy. The track limits really have been extended there. It's absolutely bizarre, but again, a great camera angle there from the replay cameras once more. You've got to love them on this game. Anyways, catching up with the guy in front of us. He takes that corner rather well. No mistakes from him so far, but we'll be keeping him under pressure because we really want to get some good points in this race. I believe there's 203 points up for this. Now, that is nowhere near my personal best, or that, you know, in lobby I've been in lobbies with much higher points, shall we say, but I did get a SR and DR reset recently. If you guys don't know what that is, basically I went from an A+ rating down to a C. So in the last week or so I have been pushing like crazy to try and get that ranking back up. I think I'm about 7,000 points away now from A+ rating. But we've got a lot of slipstream here, so are we going to make a move around the big banky boy? I decided against it. I've actually decided to go wide and then get a nice exit here, get a great launch to try and take the guy on the inside. Thought better of it, trying to go around the outside here, because it's going to be a left-hander uphill and then a right-hander. I want the inside for the right-hander. Yes, he gains a little bit of momentum on the left, but as you go for the right-hander here, I've got the track position, and again, as we go through, there's going to be another right-hander. Just have to make sure I outbrake the geezer on the left-hand side, and that's exactly what we do. We get past the Frenchman, and that puts us up into P1. Thoroughly deserved. Good start to the race so far. We beat the guy on the line. Unlucky, really, to take him to the first corner. He did well, but as the lap progressed, we've managed to overtake him on one of the corners. I think it was really important that we were patient there. No dive bombs, no stupid moves, just touch the grass there. And yeah, because we were patient, we got the reward in the end. Again, it was just lap 1, nothing stupid. Just go for the move when you feel it's comfortable, and that's exactly what I did. And for the next 5-6 laps, it was absolutely perfect until I did this mistake here. And he stuck with us, and then he managed to overtake me on the inside. So for the next 5-6 laps, nothing really happened, and in that corner there, I don't know what it is. I just braked, and the car almost like locked up, and I just couldn't turn in. So unfortunately, he gets a position back, but it was such a good race I had with this guy. It was absolutely superb. So he's now taken P1 off us. Again, we will get the advantage of the slipstream going up this hill section here, and we will be able to gain it. But once more, will we go for a move into Big Banky Boy, or will we just sit here? That's the question. Again, he's jostling all over the place. Is he going to stay there? Is he going to stay in that position? He is. He hasn't gone more defensive. He hasn't tried to cover me off. Again, I'll look for that nice, smooth, better exit to see what I can do. Nowhere near as close as I was last time, so I've not been able to make the move this time. I've kept the slipstream though, going up this hill section here. I stick to the left. He's on the racing line. I'm really, really close now. At the point here where it's not really making too much of a difference to slipstream. I'm going to have to go for a move on the inside. Can I repeat what I did on the first lap? It looks I'm just about to. I'm on the inside here. He goes slightly wide. The tyre wear is coming to effect. You can have a look at the tyre wear on the bottom left-hand side. They're pretty awful. On Gran Turismo Sport, honestly, just 30% of the tyre wear has to go on these hard tyres. And my goodness, do you feel it? It's absolutely ridiculous. You really have to look after the tyres. I think I put my rear brake bias to 3 towards the rear to try and save the front tyres as much as I could, but it wasn't really making too much of a difference, to be honest. But we've just got over 3 laps now to try and defend from the Frenchman behind us. This section here, when the tyres are worn out, so slow. Going into the first gear, you have to really. You haven't really got a choice. There's no way you can make that corner in second gear. You have to go into first to try and get a better exit. Exits, you know, when your tyres are worn, are so important. It's really not worth, you know, kind of understeering into a corner and then compromising your exit. I'd rather just take the corner slower and make sure I get a nice, fast exit out of the corner, because the tyres on the front, honestly, I can't emphasise to you how worn or how bad they felt. Literally understeer central. The car, 4-wheel drive, how heavy it was, these tyres, you just got to look after them. And as the race goes on, you just feel it so much. You can see the times on the right hand side. You can see they just gradually get worse and worse. Not too bad though, as in you don't have to pit again. There was a guy in this lobby who did decide to pit. I think it was like 4th or 5th, and he dropped way back. It was just too tight. There's not too much in it. I'm only losing, I don't know, a second every, like, you know, 3-4 laps, and that doesn't make up for like a 10-12 second pit stop or whatever it is on this track. Plus, you know, the effort of overtaking people as well. It's just going to slow you down. So track position is probably everything on tonight's FIA Nations Cup. Yeah, so track position absolutely vital, and we've managed to keep it so far though. Not really managed to pull away from the Frenchman behind us. It's a story, honestly, it was a story of this race. The Frenchman and I were just really even on pace here. And you can see, look at that, going through the third sector, 1.3 seconds off. It goes to show how much the tyre wear really is taking effect. And you just have to alter your lines. You have to alter your lines. You can't do the typical racing lines anymore. You really can't. You've got to adjust to it. You've got to brake earlier and change it ever so slightly, just to try and get the most out of the car in the track conditions and the tyre conditions that you've got. But we crossed the line, well, we're just about to cross the line once more, and that'll put us on the penultimate lap. We've got a little bit of a gap between us now, between us and the Frenchman. About 4 tenths by the looks of it, so about 2-3 car lengths, but nothing too dramatic, and it's just enough really to make sure that he doesn't make any moves. I decided to stick in second gear there, and it just didn't feel as good. It just didn't feel as quick, but it was just natural for me to be in second gear. It really, really was. Braking way too late then. He's looking for a move on the inside. You can see him on the radar. He just gets a position temporarily, but he just does not get the traction down to get past us, and we managed to keep P1. So that was a wake-up call there. That's a little friendly reminder that this guy is quick, and I've got to stick with him, because if I let go, if I make any sort of mistake, he is ready to pounce, as he's proved already. It's just our pace was so even during this whole race. It was remarkable, it really was. So fair play to the Frenchman behind us, absolutely brilliant. But going through the flowing S sections once more, again, it's like the track limits really, it didn't exist too much. I'll be honest with you, it was harder to get a track extending penalty than, you know, anything else. To be honest with you, you really could take the absolute mick with the corners, but I'm not going to complain. It's just an exhibition series, so it's not like a proper FIA, you know, kind of series. It's absolutely fine. I'm not too worried about it. I don't think many people will be too worried about it either. Anyways, through a big banky boy once more. I'm kind of umming and ahhing whether it should be second or third gear through there. Out of this whole race, the qualifying session and everything, that's probably the one place I probably struggled the most, to be honest with you. It's big banky boy. It's difficult. It really is difficult to get right. It's yeah, it is difficult. If you guys go through there, which I'm sure you guys have plenty of times, you'll know that big banky boy is a lot more difficult than you expect. But anyways, as I'm waffling on, we have just a lap and a bit to go. Still, the Frenchman still with us. He will not give us any sort of breathing room whatsoever. I'm going to have to do a consistent drive here all the way to the end. As you can see, I had to really slow down there to make the apex. Tyres really starting to give up on me now, but it doesn't matter too much as we've only got one lap left. But look how close he is here. I just kept looking behind me, just waiting for, and then I was looking for the cones there just to make sure I didn't miss my braking point, but I was just constantly looking behind me because I was worried that he was going to make some sort of last second dive. But you can see we almost touched there. That's how close we really were in this race. Absolutely fantastic. I have to say, recently, my last couple of videos, there's been some absolutely amazing racing on this game. I don't know what's happened, but ever since the penalty system's come in, even though it's absolutely garbage, it's made everyone have to be so much more respectful. It's kind of working, in a way, which is really bizarre. I never thought I'd say that. I never thought I'd say this penalty system's working, but in a strange sort of way, it is. It really is, because my races, since the update, in the last week or so, since that absolute horror show in Monza, they've just been good. Like, the racing's been really clean. I cannot fault it. And I think in my Discord as well, you guys were saying that you found the races to be a lot clearer and cleaner as well. So absolutely fantastic. Really, really pleased. I hope you guys have had the same sort of effect as well. But anyways, going through this uphill section once more, we actually do manage to have a bit of a gap here. So we managed to drop him in the middle sector, which is absolutely fantastic to see, because we want to get across the line. We want to get that P1 position. It'll be a perfect and fantastic start to our FIA Nations Cup. Yeah, I just really want to start the season strong. I know it's probably going to be the last one of this game, but I want to take it seriously so you guys can see what it's like, really, because there's a lot of people out there that don't really take part in these FIA Nations and Manufacturers series, so I want to see what it's like. I've not really ever taken it seriously before, so I'm going to try and do it as seriously as I can, even though I'm not a very serious bloke. I'll be honest. I like to mess about too much. And yeah, we go through this section here again, just keeping an eye on that radar, making sure he does not overtake us, and it's looking good so far. So we've got 2 corners to go. We just go through this left-hander here, going through this downhill section, this sweeping left-hander, making sure that we hit the apex, no silly mistakes on the last corner, and it looks like, boys and girls, we are going to cross the line here in the FIA Nations Cup first round, and we're going to win, and we're going to get ourselves 203 points. Get in there, son. What a start. What a start to the FIA Nations Cup. That's absolutely what I wanted to see. And fair play to the Frenchman. He was fantastic. Well, there you are then, boys and girls. Really hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please leave a like on the video. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you're already subscribed, thank you very much indeed. Take care, everyone. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you for the next one. Take care. Ta-da.